Okay, now the impulse. The history of impulse reissues here in Japan also has the old history. Hi, this is Takashi Nohara from Jazz Blues Japan. I will talk about the history of impulse reissues here in Japan. That is going back to the early 60s. I think that's the time that the impulse itself was formed. Because impulse was the kind of a new kid on the block at that time, right? Compared to the other, Blue Note, Prestige, Verb, and the rest. But as the time impulse was on the market, there's one company that started bringing the impulse records here in Japan. That is the King record. That is the early 60s. At that time, the King record, they were importing the original impulse records together with, I think they put sometimes obi on the sleeve, and also Japanese insert at that time, like the John Coltrane's albums and the rest. And at the same time, the early 60s, I think they had a license, the rights to reissue those titles, famous titles at that time, and they were making the reissues. And the serial that they used at that time for those reissues is SH series, SH something. Unfortunately, I don't have any sample here with me, but I just put some image here. You can see, right? This is the John Coltrane Love Spring. So you see the image. And at that time, while they were using the SH serial, all of those titles were made with flip back, sleeves. Not the usual sleeves, but the flip back sleeves. And they put obi. And, those copies, reissue copies, were very, scarce. It's very difficult for you to find. Actually, I was able to obtain, one or two copies in the past, but not the, John Coltrane. I think, it was the, maybe Curtis Flass something, not the John Coltrane. But if you look at the title like Love Spring, John Coltrane, Flip Back, SH series, with the obi, they also put obi at that time. Whenever you find that Love Spring, Flip Back, SH on the market, it's very expensive. It's very expensive, and especially with the obi. And if it is in a good condition, it's very difficult for you to find it. At the same time, even if you find it, it's very expensive. Yeah, it goes up to maybe over $100, even here in Japan. And what is distinct about that, SH series is that, on the label, there is a deep groove, yes, DG. And also, they use the original orange, label. So that's a big point that you can find on those series. And later on, in the, I think, late 60s up to the early 70s, they started reissuing the same impulse titles with the different serial numbers. The serial is SR series, which I have a sample here. This is the John Coltrane, the Transition, and this is one of the SR series reissues by the King record. And it's good that it has the obi too. And originally this transition and the most of the other titles, I think all of them, I think, impulse titles were made as gatefold sleeves, right? And this is also a gatefold sleeve. So when it comes to SR series, the King Record manufactured these titles with the gatefold sleeves are as the same as the original, impulse. And the label, unfortunately, made it different. Like, it's not the the rainbow thing, rainbow label. But I don't know how I can describe this color. It's not the original, orange impulse label. It's kind of similar to the rainbow impulse label, but it's different. I think it's a kind of a remake of King Record themselves. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I like this design actually, but it's not the original, orange label, and also not the rainbow impulse label, but the original. I don't know whether it is called the original, but the King Record at that time, SR series, they made this kind of label. Yeah, and also it has I think it has the deep groove. Sorry, no, it doesn't have the deep groove like SH series. There is no deep groove, but yeah, I like this design. So this is the SR series, and SH series and the SR series, the sound quality is very good. Yes, I like the sound of the the SH series and also the SR series. I think I was able to get the SH series. As I said, the Curtis Fla, only, not the Love Spring or some other titles by John Coltrane. No, but the SR series, in the past, I have had the John Coltrane's titles like, of course, this one, Transition, and also Love Spring, and the rest. And the sound quality is very good, yeah, very good. So wherever you find, maybe SR series is much easier for you to find on the market. SH is very difficult, but whenever you find SH or SR series, I think it's better for you to give it a shot, give it a try. The sound is good, really. And in the mid-70s, the license was transferred from the King Record to the Toshiba EMI. And Toshiba EMI, they made a reissue series called the IMP series. This is one of the samples in Love Spring. Yeah, IMP series. And IMP series, they use the rainbow label, impulse rainbow, label like this. And gatefold, yeah. This is the gatefold sleeve. And they put the obi like, black and orange obi. So that's the IMP series by the Toshiba EMI. That is in the mid-70s, and the sound here is also very good. That's the time, you remember, that's the time that the Toshiba EMI are producing the Blue Note NJ series. Yes, and also the Prestige, LPR or LPP series. At that time. So that's the time they produced, reissued the Impulse in the mid-70s. So the sound quality is very good. Maybe the same engineers, did the same job, mastering the original disc. I mean the master disc. So the sound here is also good, and also I love the label. Yes, that is the IMP series in the mid-70s by the Toshiba EMI. And later on, when it comes to the late 70s up to the 80s, the license was transferred from the Toshiba EMI to the Nippon Columbia Japan, and they started reissuing the Impulse titles. This is one of the samples, Love Supreme again, by the John Coltrane, and this is by the Nippon Columbia Japan, and the serial is YP-8527-AI, sorry, AI. Yeah, so they use that kind of serial for these titles, the reissues, and the label design they used is the lime green thing, ABC Impulse, this label, which I don't like much. If you look at the design of the Impulse, of course, the original orange one I think is the best, and the second best is the rainbow one, and the rest like this. I don't like it much, but this sound still is solid. If the sound quality is good. Yeah, I like it, and also I love the way that they made for the sleeve. They use the coating jacket, so it's a shiny coating jacket. Yeah, which is very beautiful. But most of the copies of these YP series by the Nippon Columbia, if you look at the inside the gatefold sleeve, there is a tendency that yeah, like this, it has the stains, noticeable stains, most of them. So it's very difficult, even if the sleeve looks very beautiful outside. Like I said, it's a coating jacket, it's very beautiful, I like it. But if you open it, the gatefold, most likely, a lot of stain like this. But that is normal, for the ages. So that is the reissue by Nippon Columbia, and they use the this kind of orange and black obi, but at the same time with a different time they use the different obi with the same serial, like a kind of a brownish and a black obi, not the orange one like this, but they use the same serial number. So that is the Nippon Columbia reissue. That is the late 70s up to the early 80s, I think. And then later on, the license was transferred from the Nippon Columbia to the Victor Music Japan, and the Victor started manufacturing the Impulse label. This is one of the samples here. This is the Duke Ellington and John Coltrane, the famous album on the Impulse, right? And the Victor Music Japan, they use the serial VIM something, this is the VIM what? VIM 4608, yeah. Anyway, they use the VIM serial, and the label design that they used is like this. They used I think MCA, yeah, not an ABC but MCA label like this. This is kind of rainbow thing on the dark, a black color. Yeah, that's the label design that they used at that time. which I don't like it much, you know. Yeah, I mean the original orange one and the rainbow one is much better. But anyway, the sound quality still remains the solid and very good. Yes, not that bad, you know. And sleeves, they didn't use the coating jacket as the Columbia did, but still, yeah, I think, you know, they use the high quality paper, and the quality is good, yeah, and the gatefold. But the same as the Nippon Columbia, most likely, you know, if you look inside the gatefold sleeve like this type copy, you know, a lot of stain. Even if it does look very good outside, maybe inside a lot of stain, but it's a common thing, you know. So that's the VIM series by the Big Time Music Japan, and that is the 80s up to early 90s. And with the same VIM series, you know, Big Time Music Japan, they also manufactured like this one. This is the same VIM series. This is the John Coltrane at the Village Vanguard, but they didn't use the gatefold, just a normal jacket, normal sleeve, you know. It's not a gatefold sleeve. They manufactured these, you know, in the early 90s with a kind of a cheap price, you know. This is 1,500 yen at that time. So they I think, you know, cut the cost, and they just manufactured the cheap ones like this without the gatefold sleeve. And the paper quality of the sleeve is also downgraded, you know. They didn't use the a thick paper like the gatefold sleeve ones. This is not that bad, but you know, very light, and the quality here is not that good. But the sound and the vinyl, I think it's the same as the usual, you know, VIM series. So the sound quality is still solid and good, you know. There is no difference between the VIM gatefold, the earlier reissue, and this one. No difference. So that's it. And sorry. And later on, another company like I think Warner Music, and also the Nippon Columbia, in the late 90s up to the 2000 something, they made a kind of, you know, premium reissues at that time, but I don't cover those ones here. But that's the basic history of impulse reissues here in Japan. I hope you enjoyed it, right? Anyway, talking about the jazz, you know, jazz label reissues here in Japan, you know, there are many versions, and from time to time, you know, and I just keep praying and wishing you guys to be safe in this pandemic situation. Really, I wish you and your family members to be safe and healthy. Love and peace from Jazz Blues Japan. Thank you for watching, and see you next time. Stay safe.